Welcome back to the Rick Smith Show. Now, here is Rick Smith.
So there may be Rice Krispies for Christmas after all. Yep, it may happen. It may happen. It's not sure yet, but there may be Rice Krispies for Christmas, and I'll tell you why. Evidently, there has been a tentative agreement between the BCTGM, the Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco, and Grain Millers Union that represents the Kellogg's workers and Kellogg's Incorporated. They got a 3% raise, I guess. Cost of living adjustments in the second through the fifth year, not bad. Doing something on the two-tier wage system. I'm not sure that that's going to be enough, but we'll see how the vote turns out. I understand that the next couple of weeks we should get some voting information, and that's why I say there may be Rice Krispies for Christmas, because after all, Kellogg does make Frosted Flakes and Rice Krispies, and as I've been pointing out on my social media, they've been sending the scab boxes out, so make sure you're checking for your union label. And look, it is. Well, it's Strikesmas now. We went through Striketober and then Strikesgiving and now Strikesmas. And that is continuing on. And, well, sadly, we see this strike going on out in what is western Pennsylvania. Workers at Erie Strayer have been off, I guess, since October 4th. And from what I'm reading, it doesn't even seem like the company wants to negotiate. I'm here to share some thoughts on what's going on there. I have asked Tracy Cutright to come talk with us. Tracy's the Vice President, Business Rep for Iron Workers, Regional Shop, Local number 851 of the Iron Workers. Tracy, thanks for taking time for us.
Well, thank you, Rick, and thanks for having me.
That is quite a mouthful to get to Local 851.
Isn't it?
but hey, good things. Yeah. There may be Rice Krispies for Christmas. That's a good thing, right?
Absolutely. Yes. I hope they get back to work.
So let's hope that their success and the success of John Deere and other places that we've seen trickles and hits you guys, because you guys have been out since October 4th. This is a fairly lengthy strike.
Yeah, we just basically finished week 10. So we've been out. We went out October 4th, and then we weren't even aware of what was going on in the rest of the country with like John Deere or Kellogg or whatever, but it was just like bam, bam, bam. And we're just a little shop local and kind of got caught up in this whirlwind.
Yeah, as I've been reading through this doesn't sound like a lot. Your requests, your demands don't seem all that strenuous. How is it that we're in this situation? I'm curious. I mean, because it didn't seem like you guys were asking for much.
No, we're not asking for much. It's this company. It's all about power. It's what, we wanted a dental plan. These men, long before I was representing them, wanted a dental plan. For the last two contracts prior to this one, they wanted a dental plan. And, the adage is what you didn't get last time, you ask for at the next table. And so we put dental, and the company's response is we've never had dental and you're never getting dental. I mean, they drew the line in the sand basically the first full day of negotiations.
And that's one of those things that, I've been in negotiations like this in the past. That's one of those things that isn't even all that costly in the grand scheme of things. And it's something as an employer, wouldn't you want to extend to your workforce to keep them and keep them happy and to keep them around? It just seems like, I don't know, it would seem like good business to extend that kind of a benefit. Doesn't it? I mean, am I wrong?
You would think that it would actually help them recruit and retain, and we've made that argument at the table time and time again. It's like you need something to draw these workers in, and because they have a pretty good turnover because of their business model of working guys 7 days a week and treating them very poorly. So it's like you need this, and as you go on Indeed all through Erie, all these jobs they're offering dental, eye. Something that the Erie Strayer guys don't have, and it is not very costly.
Now I hear that in a lot of places where they're talking about the hours, because you brought up hours, working 7 days a week, and this kind of I remember reading in multiple books and places that labor fought for the 8-hour day. Labor fought for the 40-hour work week, and yet I keep hearing all of these places that are working 6-7 days a week, 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Because you've got these employers who have just been abusing them. And are we at a moment, Tracy, where people have said, you know what? Yeah, I would have put up with it the year before last, but now not so much.
Absolutely. Now, the overtime is not mandatory at the Erie Strayer. I just get that straight. It's not. But in order to get the extras, because of the wages and stuff in the Erie area, to get the extras, they're sort of forced into working this overtime. The time and a half on Saturdays, the double time on Sundays, and it's just their business model, the company's business model, because of their production. These guys are. How would I put it? They're specialized. There's a lot of bottlenecks in that production of those mixers. So they need these guys. They're not cross-trained. One guy works on this particular part and he passes it down the line. And but yeah, the workers that's enough. As enough is enough. Ever since I've been representing these guys, they've been talking about this contract to me because they knew it was coming up. And we're here to fight for them. That's what they want. We work for them.
No, ultimately it was their decision. And look, no one.
Yes.
I've been on strike before as a worker, and I know what it's like. I know the sacrifice that comes with it. And I know the challenges. Look, no one wants to lose their job. Nobody wants to lose a paycheck. But sometimes you get pushed to that point to where there's no going back and there's nowhere else to go. And it sounds like the company kind of forced you into this by not addressing your main concerns.
Absolutely. It just felt like they were forcing us through a cattle chute all through the negotiations. Like I said, we started March 12th with this contract. We exchanged proposals on March 12th. And we had a lot of language stuff that we would pull something off the table. And it was like playing a game of Plinko. They would take a nickel and it would drop down through there and fall in one of these 5 years. And when we went on strike, they were offering 0 in the first year and 5 cents in the second year, like 10 cents in the third year. And we're in 6% inflation land, and this is what they were doing. And the guys, and every time we would have a meeting after every bargaining session, and it just made these guys resolve more resolved. So yes, this is, they knew it was coming. They worked for him. One guy on the line, 47 years with this company.
Wow. So I asked the same question of everyone. When a scenario like this pops up, how much of this is just hardball, negotiating tactics, or they want a strike so that they can end up breaking the union, hoping that more people will cross the line and end up getting rid of the union altogether?
Yeah, I guess we'll never know unless there's a phantom email or something, but it does seem that way, Rick. It absolutely seems like they're trying to break those guys' spirit and then eventually break the union. But that's not happening. My guys are very strong. We're a small group, but they're out there every day, in the rain, in the snow, in the mud. They don't care. They're fighting for, and one of the guys, he's been there 47 years. He could retire. He said, I'm on this line, not for myself, but for the guys that are coming in the door after me. And I have to take my hats off to them. They are union strong.
No, and that's a great message to hear, because I've been hearing that a lot lately. There had been a period of, hey, I'm going to get what I can get for me now. Now we're starting to see people, going, no, I want to leave something for my kids, especially, like the Kellogg strike. They want to get rid of these 2-tier wage systems so that, the next generation, they can have a good quality, family-sustaining union wage job to raise their families and help support their future. That's good to hear. I mean, that is great to hear that we're coming around back to that.
Yes. For years, and I've seen some of your clips and stuff. You talked about the Kellogg's with the 2-tier, would you killing the unborn or something, your phrase you used. And that's exactly right. You had the 2-tier wages. You've seen 2-tier vacation schedules. And that's not what these guys want. They want their successors to be in a very good union environment.
Now, one of the things that I give you credit for, Tracy, and your local credit for is you have made the social media around. You seem to be doing a really good job of doing what has to be done, and that's engaging the community and bringing people in. I see on your website that you got responses from the governor, Tom Wolf. You got responses from my friend John Fetterman, from my friend Sarah Nelson came out, and you had all of these folks, bringing attention to this, which I think is really important. What kind of response are you getting from folks outside?
Well, outside of the political specter, it's the city of Erie. Like I said, I represent 4 shops in Erie, as well as in Ohio and Pittsburgh area. But that city of Erie, I said, I had no idea the outpouring of support we would get from just the average citizen. it is nothing. We'll be on the line, and they'll just stop, open up their trunk, and start handing cases of water, pizzas, donuts, sandwiches. It's just incredible. But I'd just like to touch on it. Not only is it our local, but it's our international support we've got on this. So they're actually driving our media campaign and stuff, and they're doing an excellent job.
No, it's important. It's really important.
And I think I appreciate you saying that, because I'm impressed with them.
No, I mean, we've got to engage the community. There's an education process that goes with this. The reason I think it's so important that you guys are doing this is there's a community education process that's been lost. Generations past understood what a strike was. They understood what a lockout was. They understood why people were on the picket line. Now today, it's left up to the corporate media to tell them what it is instead of them knowing it viscerally. Our hope is, by this stuff, by what you're doing and what we do, the little program we do here, is to educate folks on, why someone's out on the picket line. And one of the things that I've been pushing for right now is this Adopt a Striker program. Go out and walk on the picket line with somebody. Just go out and listen. Take the master's class in working class economics and go listen and find out why they're there, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, and how profitable these companies really are. So again, find a strike in your neighborhood. You can go to aflcio.org/strike, and they will the strike map, and they will find you a place. But again, I go back to this because the community is vitally important in putting pressure on companies like this, because ultimately the community buys their products. Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, Adopt a Striker, we've had people just show up. It's sort of a industrial/residential community, and we've had the neighbors just come over and ask for a sign that they could stand there with us. It's just heartwarming.
And that's what's important, bringing those folks together. Now I understand this Erie Strayer company, that they actually took some PPP money back during the pandemic. Am I getting this right? Because from what I understand, this is a very profitable company. They've gotten this money from the federal government. Did it? I'm guessing it didn't trickle down, did it?
No. Unlike many of the shops during the initial. When the Governor Wolf declared the emergency, they declared our guys essential for day one, because they make concrete batch plants, and we need this for what's soon to be infrastructure bill. But they needed this, and so they were essential workers. They worked, like I said, 7 days a week. They did not shut the doors until we went on strike. 7 days a week, and they just basically took that $1.3 million and took it from their left pocket and put it in the right pocket, and it was like a welfare check to them.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, kind of, and you brought up the infrastructure bill, which I know your union and others are thrilled that we finally got through, because it's going to mean lots of work for your members. It's going to mean lots of work for this Erie Strayer company, and it's going to mean a lot of prevailing wage work, which means, as this money comes flowing through, this company's going to be even more profitable. So it seems to me that it would be, I don't know, forward-looking to want to keep your valuable employees and give them a little something. And again, I look at what you're asking for. It isn't a lot.
No, it's not. And you would think that. I mean, the common man would think that they would want to settle this strike, get these guys back to work, so that when their contracts come in for the runways, they need the mixers, the dual mixers and stuff for these bridges that they're going to pour. You would think that they would want to bring our guys back to work, but it's all about power, Rick. They want to dictate to the union. You're going to get a quarter an hour, which would be like 1.3%. That was their recent offer. It was 5 quarters. They want a 5-year deal for 5 quarters with nothing else, no dental, and it's ridiculous. 1.3, and we're in 6% inflation. They want them to work for less than they did last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. And again, you look at this, and it's, as you pointed out, the inflation's going up, wages are going up everywhere. It almost sounds like they don't want to keep their people, which is, from what you've said, it's a specialized gig. You would think that you'd want to keep them.
Yeah, they're not plug and play. I mean, the management during negotiations, they keep, I don't know who they're trying to fool, but they try to act like they could just go get any Joe Blow off the street and bring him in and put that welding rod in their hand and put that thing together or assemble it. And that's not, it takes years. to get up to speed on these projects.
Now, let me ask you this, because, it sounds like they're stuck in 2019. Because this sounds like something in 2019, and I don't know your organization or what your members would have put up with in 2019. But would this have flown in 2019? Would you have gotten this contract through? Or is it now that people are going, no, we're not taking that kind of mentality that's, here's a quarter and shut up and go away. The timing, I'm asking, is that the important part here?
No. Not with this group right here. I mean, yes, they were seeing the changes in the prices and stuff, but well before 2019, they knew what they were wanting going into this contract, and they would not have taken a quarter in 2019, sir.
So, last question I got for you: what can we do to help? How can people help? You guys have been out on strike since October 4th. You've been negotiating since March, which is just ridiculous. What can folks do to help? What can we do to help push this along?
It's getting cold out there. So if they go to our website, eriestrayer.com, there's a link to a GoFundMe page. 100% of that money goes to the guys for the Christmas, for just incidentals for the families and stuff like that. We're trying to maybe get some insurance money. We're trying to work with the state to try to get some insurance because we didn't touch on it, but they did turn off the insurance. And I know I'm going to run long with you, but they illegally cut off the insurance on day one of the strike, which was against the law and against the contract. But you know how it goes.
Are any negotiations going on currently?
Pardon?
Any negotiations going on currently?
We negotiated this week. That's where we finally got them up to a quarter a year, and then we're going to negotiate again on the 17th.
Well, I wish you the best. I hope the next negotiation they wake up. I'm hoping people will put some pressure on them. Folks in the community, maybe call, email, do the social media stuff, all of that. But I hope your guys get back to work soon. One day longer, brother. I appreciate your time.
One day stronger. Thank you.
There you go. Good stuff. Tracy, Cutright. Make sure you check out the website that they have, Erie Strayer. Strike.com. We'll get links out on social media how you can check that out. Also, their website, ironworkers851.org. We'll get those out. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can email me, rick@thericksmithshow.com. Going to take a quick break. Right back after this. Stick around. You're listening to The Rick Smith Show. We're working people. Come to talk.